Hello folks, it's Alpha from /r/battlestations. A lot of people were asking a lot of questions and a lot of people wanted more pictures, so I figured I'd just go ahead and make a video to show you guys around the setup. So yeah, here it is. I'll work from this end and work my way down the desk, I suppose. Starting off here, amusingly. This is actually a custom doorbell I had made. I paid a guy 5 bitcoins back when bitcoins were worth about $10 to make this for me. So amusingly, this doorbell is worth about $5,000 now in Bitcoin. The $5,000 doorbell, there it is. But that just connects to my computer. It's got a COM port interface here. And what that does is whenever someone rings my doorbell, it will play a sound from my headphones because when I'm listening to loud music on my headphones or whatever, I can't hear the doorbell. So I have that set up there just to let me be able to hear the doorbell when I'm listening to loud music, which is really handy. So yeah, here's the PC. It's an i7-950 with a GTX 570 for the right pair of monitors and a GTX 630 for the left pair of monitors. And the reason I have it set up like that is because I do most of my gaming on the right pair of monitors, but on the left pair of monitors, I'm usually only doing basic things on them like IRC and such like, so I don't need a powerhouse of a graphics card. In the front here, you've got a XPSC water reservoir and 2 Bitfenix Recon fan controllers, which amusingly have no Linux drivers yet, so they're fairly useless apart from the touchscreen interface. Hoping to get drivers done for them at some point. Back here you can see the radiator, of course, there it is. I knocked out the fan controller buttons on the back here to get the cable from the fans in there. The fans are Sive Ultra K's 3000 RPMs and the radiator is a Black Ice GTX 480. The case I'm using is of course a Antec 1200. I have 12 gigabytes of memory in there. When I built it I only had 12 and one of my friends said, would you like to buy another 12 off of me really cheap? He had some spare RAM. I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. So now I've got 24 gig in there. Not that I particularly need it, it's just it was going cheap and I got it. One guy asked me if I have any cable management. The answer to that is most definitely no. I'm really bad with cables. I just sling them all down the back there and tend not to worry about them. Over here, this is my laptop. It's a Clevo W110ER. It's got an i7 in it. I think it's a 2.4 gigahertz, although I'm not sure. GT650M, 8 gigabytes of memory. I have that set up there just in case I want to use the laptop, or if I have visitors round, we'll play games together. They can play games on the laptop. It's got a trackball there. I'm really evil to my visitors. I haven't bothered to buy a mouse. I know that's really cruel, but there you go. I use a trackball normally. That's an M570 there, and that's my old trackball. So visitors get the old trackball. I'm really evil. If they want a mouse, then they're out of luck because I don't actually have one. Okay, over here, you've got the monitors, of course. These are the Korean imported monitors, the Matrix Neo 2560 by 1440 monitors. They are glossy, of course. You can't really see my reflection in there at the moment, but sometimes you can. Don't know if we're changing now. You can't see anything on that, but yeah, they are reflective. They are glossy. When I bought them, matte was not an option for these things. But I certainly don't regret it. They're absolutely lovely monitors, and I'd recommend, the Korean monitors to anyone that wants a really nice bang for buck monitor. 1440p. It's really, really nice. Okay, over here I have this. This is a EasyAct battery charger. These are actually really handy. Basically, what they do is you plug your USB devices that need charging, like your phone or whatever, into there. You just turn it on, and it'll charge them up. That'll do 5 or 6 charges of my Nexus 4. Really handy that. And over here I've just got my old Nexus 7 and my new Nexus 7. I'm quite a fan of the Nexus range of devices. I'm filming this on a Nexus 4 at the moment. Been thinking about getting a Nexus 5, but I kind of can't justify it because the main upgrade on the Nexus 5 is the LTE, and we don't really have LTE here because I live in the middle of nowhere. Over here we've got the keyboard and the gamepad. It's the Logitech G19 and the Logitech G15. I had Linux drivers written for these as well, which is really cool. Basically, I had a G15 and I broke the W and R keys, just wore them out. For me, I'm using Colmac, by the way, so you probably noticed the key layout on there is really weird. But the W and R is obviously forward and back, and I wore those keys out on the previous keyboard. So I sent that, and I also sent the G19 to a Linux kernel developer. I mean, with some help from me on debugging USB and stuff like that, we ended up getting some Linux drivers going for all of this stuff, which is really nice. Loads of applets and a few games are starting to support it. It's really good. Over here, got my Arduino. Been playing with that recently. It's currently hooked up to play chiptune music out of that little speaker, which is quite awesome. Did some stuff with the LEDs. I suck at electronics. I'm trying to learn. Of course, a lot of people have been asking about the desk as well. As I say, it's a multi-part desk from IKEA. It's part of the Gallant range. Basically, this here is a corner right. This is a corner left. You can see the joins. If I just go in the camera, you can see the join there. So that's the corner left. This is an extension, and I had to get extra rails to get this up. And you go over here. You can see here, there's a rail that holds this panel to that panel. And then if I look over here, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, it's quite dark, but that one is green, and that one I got from a metalworking shop because I needed an extra two to do that. Over here, got my keyboard, just a Oxygen 61. I've been using LMMS to play with that. It's quite fun. I haven't used it in a while though, it's not plugged in. Need to get on to that really, so I can play it again. Over here is the Bitcoin application specific circuit rig. This is 3 Butterfly Labs SC singles. So it's 180 gigahashes a second of power. You can tell how much faith I have in Butterfly Labs engineering by noticing the smoke alarm that I have parked right next to them. I really do have a lot of faith for their engineering. Amusingly, these are currently running without the case and a couple of fans because I realised that in all of their wisdom, the case basically comes over the top like this, so you're literally completely blocking the exhaust fans, which is just entirely pointless. So I took them apart, I took the fan off the ends, took the case off, and they run cooler and quieter than they would do if I had the cases on. It's kind of stupid engineering from Robert and the Butterfly Labs there, but what would you expect? Over here, HP Micro Server. I use this for my main media storage. I've got a couple of 3 terabyte hard drives in here. Got them in the Black Friday sales last year. I paid someone some Bitcoin and got them shipped in to me from Newegg, I think. So yeah, that works really well. I hardly paid anything for the micro server as well. They were on special offer. I think I ended up paying about 50 quid for it, which is really nice. It's dual core, 2.4 gigahertz or something, and it's quite low power. It just sits there, and it's basically just a big file server. It also runs a torrent client and a few other bits that are home servery. It's basically what I use it for. I basically use it for my home server. That is a crap HP printer that I bought from eBay, 15 quid. It does the job, sort of. This is a Rainbow Slinky. If you do not have a Rainbow Slinky, your battle station is not complete. You must have a Rainbow Slinky. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. I think that's pretty much everything in this room. I think I've gone over most things. I can show you my TV in the front room, just for the hell of it. Pile of boxes from random stuff that's been shipped to me recently. Okay, this is the front room. If I turn the light on. This is a Furrion 55-inch TV I bought off of eBuyer. It's not a smart TV, it's just a very standard basic TV. Paid 400 quid for it, it was half price. I'm not a particular fan of smart TVs, to be honest with you. I feel that you can get a computer and just plug it into it and do a much better job, which is what I've done. This is a standard ATX case, but it looks really nice. It's a home theatre case. I've got parts that I recycled from my old graphics card mining rig in there. So it's got a 5770 and an old AMD Sempron 2.4 gigahertz and one of those crappy Asus motherboards. But, you know, it runs XBMC, lovely. It's perfectly happy to stream 1080p from the home server in the other room, so that works really well. I've got one of these little home theatre keyboards here with the touchpad on the side there. It's Rapu. I got it from Deal Extreme. They're pretty cool. Works great. That's about it, really. Pretty much all the gadgetry in the house we've been over. Hope you enjoyed. If you've got any other questions, feel free to ask me. And yeah, thanks for having me over in r/battlestations, I suppose. Bye.